Okay, the progress we got done today, Tuesday, got the pocket door hung with the self-closing mechanisms, which we don't have the sides in yet, so have to, but anyway, they soft close so that when you, nice, all right. So the framing has to go through that. And we got the track lighting up. The track lighting is up. I have 14 heads up there. And I always like indirect lighting. It lights up the wallpaper, lets you see it, creates some shadows. The shadows add texture. And then we're taping off to get ready to put these pieces up. So these are gonna go up, these ceiling tiles. So these are gonna be up top. And then they will be framed in like a door. So it's gonna be a big framed in centerpiece. It's gonna be off center from the door because the door is not the center of the room, which is kind of a weird issue, but it's coming together. So very soon, we've got the baseboard in. So I just gotta get the framing done on this, and that's kind of the rest. Once the framing is done on the door, and these pieces are up with the framing around them, other than putting a vent cover over this access hole, that's gonna be almost it for this room, with the exception of painting the door and door frame interior. The door will get probably painted color matched to this red, and that'll be the end of that. And this room will be complete. I do want to make a little step here, but I may not do it. I may just leave it. You step over it. It's just a pain in the ass. But yeah, the big black couches, I think I'm going to put it over there. Or here, I mean. I'm going to put it here, the stereo over there, I think. I'm thinking about it. We'll kind of throw things up in the air and see where they land. You know what I'm saying? But the desk, the podcast, the computer main station will go here. As you know, you've got a piece that goes here, and it goes at an angle, and then there's a long piece that goes here and a long piece that goes here. And then that TV will get mounted on the wall. I don't want to mount it yet because I want to see where everything lays first. But yeah, the wallpaper is just so glorious. The Elvis room is basically done. We've got the bed mate, the lamp that I stole from the Tropicana. I put it in my suitcase. I was the last person to stay at the Tropicana and check out. Got a couple of Elvis things up here. We're gonna put some pictures up. The mannequin with the costume. So may have some surprises coming to this room. Got the TV up. Still don't have the door on. The Kiss Army room. Coming in, you see Paul Stanley's guitar, Videobob. I smashed this guitar for you in Las Vegas. Thank you, Paul. That was very nice of you. So yeah, got the Kiss room coming together. I don't have the pinball machine up yet, but I do have some of their heads on the wall. I'm gonna put some pictures up there, cover up that shitty patch. Got some of the gold records up. Got Ace's guitar over there, Eric's drum head. This is a stage used Kiss drum head Eric gave me. That's signed by Peter Criss. Ace signed this for me. What do you think? Nice. Need to get some curtains in here. I love these skulls. I've had these for years. I got this. You're not going to believe where I tell you I got these. You're not going to believe it. Oh, they don't. Why are they not coming on? Gosh darn. They have a timer on them that's really weird. That, I don't know how to explain it, but they have like this timer. But anyway, I got these from Cracker Barrel. I'm really disappointed they're not on. I'll come back later when they're on. They're on a timer. I think you have to maybe unplug them. They're run by USB and batteries. And they're weird. I can't understand why they work sometimes and sometimes they don't. But I got them from Cracker Barrel. That's the joke. All right, so yeah, little details I like to do, like we installed this TV. Then what I did was I ordered off Amazon like a 5-foot long cord, and then got a black piece of this this material here, cord mate. So it's just it's just a little detail, just a little class, you know? I mean, you could just have the cord hanging there, but it's just not as cool. But yeah, we're still gonna get this fixed. We haven't done that. Look how dirty this ceiling fan is already. We gotta clean it. But you know, it's coming together. It's a slow process. Mirrors hung, bed is put together. Check out these doorknobs. So I bought a bunch of these. These are real glass. These are gonna be classy. It's gonna be perfect for the vibe. So anyway, got that mirror finally hung on the wall. Rachel and Xander came in here and made the beds. That's not the comforter. This is actually not what we're gonna have on here. The sheets we're using now are at our other place. This works. So I've ordered some globes for this. They'll be here in a day or two, but at least they work. Put a little light in over there. Got tile going in. Black tile. Black is my soul. There's Sergio, guitarist, player extraordinaire.
Hey.
Slayer, Megadeth,
Megadeth. Yeah.
What other bands do you play?
We're gonna play on a metal band that is gonna be like a little bit of everything. Pantera, Angelica, some of the heavy metal ladies, like Dolken or Rat.
Rat.
Some of glam metal too, also, just to have fun.
All right, we'll come see it. This door's been painted purple. This is going to be on the bedroom. It's a very grapey purple. We're painting this gold door gold, painting this white door gold. And it's just, I don't know if I'm happy. You know, it's blotchy, and you can't make it not blotchy. You know, there's just, we've gone through 8 cans. It's like $100 worth of paint. And trying to get this to be even, you know, and it's like, I'm pretty good at painting, but there's just this material. And by the way, if I were to take a rag, thusly, all right, look how the dust just wipes off this stuff. I don't know if you could tell on camera, but the shit dries before it hits the wood is the problem. And if you get too close, then it pools. And it's not even hot. It's like nice out. But we're just in this situation, and I may just have to not scrap the door, but paint it with the gold paint, the latex paint, or something that I wanted to paint the door gold. And then I was thinking about doing a texture on it. What I was thinking about doing was taking like some leopard print material or something like that, or maybe some velvet, maybe some blue velvet or something like that. But I did this on a door at my other house in Dallas. You know, just take a piece of masonite, and so since this is called a shaker door, this is solid wood door, and the shaker style is where you have a thin panel encapsulated around this frame. And what you could do with that is you can put a mirror in there. You can put something else in there. So what I was thinking about is I'll take a piece of like masonite, MDF, 1/4 inch, and then wrap it with a material. And I've done this before. I took a red crushed velvet and then just kind of stapled it in there, and I wrapped it around that other thing, and it made it flush. But, like, what if I took like a fur, take a fur, like, it's just something fun, it's the Elvis room. And so like maybe a leopard print fur, and wrap that around a board, and then lay it in this centerpiece, and then you've got like a fuzzy door wrapped in gold. So there's things like that you can do that's not expensive, that just is crazy. And that's what I do, crazy stuff. It's fun. For the purple door, the bedroom door, what we were gonna do, it's so bright out here. I was gonna put the Haunted Mansion plaque here. That was the plan. Welcome to the Haunted Mansion. This is actually the other side, but I don't know, I thought that would be fun. Foolish mortals, enter if you dare. I need Ravencroft to do that for me. I know a lot of people complain that I didn't show much of the party You want to be in the party, you just got to be here. You know, the thing is, there's tons of music that I can't put on YouTube, and a lot of people that are here that are guests, and they don't want to be on my videos. You know what I'm saying? Like Eric doesn't want to be on my YouTube. Things like that. My friends they're here to hang out. It's a personal thing. So the deal about it was that you want to see the party, you just got to be here to experience it. So I'm sorry, I can't show the party because I was going to live stream it, but I'm like, you know, like I said, there's people here that are guests, and they don't want to be on camera. So anyway, that's that. Okay, people really like the video that I did about my Milwaukee pack out thing that I did last time. I've gone and done it again. I want to show you my latest acquisitions. First of all, this is a little knee pad pack out that attaches. Look at that, it just comes right off. This is way too expensive. I think this thing was like $70 or $80. I don't remember. Is it worth it? No, until you need it. But the fact that it just snaps onto your pack out is pretty cool. Now this one, it doesn't stand up. This is a really flat box, but it's bigger than it looks. So what I did was I went and got a bunch of various, like quarter 20 is going to be one of your more common bolts. So this is a nut and bolt section. So quarter 20s with washers, nuts, more washers. And then I just went and got a bunch of every kind of these, the 5/16, number 12s, number 10s, number 8s, number 6. I'll probably go get some more number 4s. Like I'm just gonna fill this with various machine screws. And then I'm probably gonna fill these with like, they make a kit that's just like light switch and outlet cover screws, right? Sometimes you need those, right? Which is better for like an electrical kit, but this is just a nut and bolt kit because sometimes you need a nut and bolt and a screw for something. Like and you know, your more common ones are gonna, I might throw a few metrics in here, but your more commons are gonna be 12s, like a 10 by 32 or a 10 by 24. Incredibly common screw that you would find all over the place. And I know this is getting kind of like one of Adam Savage's Tested. That's kind of fun. But anyway, I've decided I really like the Milwaukee pack outs. There's a lot of argument there. That you can buy the Rigids or the Huskies a lot cheaper. Then you've got the Kleins. It just depends on what system you want to go with. I'm a Milwaukee guy. Here's another cool Milwaukee thing I found. It's just a level, but what's cool about it is it lights up. And usually, you know, when you're trying to check something, I can't see the little bubble, but with this, it lights up. Look how great that is, right? I thought that was kind of expensive. I think it was like 20 or 30 bucks, but it's a good level. It's a magnetic level. Strong enough magnet that you could use it to find screws in the wall. This is a DeWalt item. I wish it was a Milwaukee item, but it's a DeWalt. It's a little tiny laser distance meter. Like we can measure the ceiling, which is what is it? Is it measuring feet? You can hold this button down and it'll change from, so that's inches. So that right there is 32 inches. It's a laser. But you can measure meters, measure yard, you can change it. This is USB plug-in. This thing was, I think, 35 bucks. But gosh darn, look how tiny this is. Look how awesome this is. It's worth it. So these are some of the things that I've bought recently. I buy a lot of tools, mostly by Harbor Freight, but the tool game is getting interesting. And the pack outs are here's one of the things about pack out that I'll say that's maybe better, in my opinion, better than the Rigid, the Flex, the Klein, whatever. And maybe this stuff exists for all of them, but just hear me out. The accessories and the third-party aftermarket accessories. There are people all over eBay and Amazon and Etsy that are 3D printing and whatnot, making their own fittings for these to put your drills or your whatever tools or other things like pew-pew related or whatever. People are using these for other things than tools. And there is a gazillion. Especially you can download off of these sites, Thingiverse and things, and print your own inserts or laser cut foam inserts or whatever. And I think that, this is one of the reasons it's a good thing to sometimes go with the mainstream, because there'll be more accessory. Because sometimes you save a little bit of money on this or that, but is it really worth it? Because having that, the ability to get, like for instance, when I'm walking through Home Depot, they sell plenty of extra cups and things and parts for these, but I did not see that for the other brands, for the Rigids or for the whatever. You see what I'm saying? And I think Klein isn't new to the tool market. Certainly every electrician in the world knows Klein. But out of all of those brands, Milwaukee is the oldest. Milwaukee's 100 whatever years old. They're just the most established, the biggest, most respected. I know there's a lot of people out there that probably hate on Milwaukee. But all I got to say about it is this. It's fucking red. Do I need to say more than that? It's red. Got the fire globe in here. Worried that this light is too bright. I thought about putting like the little fire flickering one in there. It looks super cool with the long bulb going all the way. I just thought that would fill the whole thing. Although a big bulb would have probably helped. Over here, well, unfortunately, broken. Got to send that back. Get another one. But another good news, we got the tile floor finished in here. We just finished it a little bit ago. Needs a good mopping. Nice mopping glow. It's a matte black. So I think it turned out pretty well. Once we get this baseboard put in, which shouldn't take long, we'll put the toilet in, put the store on. And we're one step closer to having an actual bathroom. It'd be nice to have just the toilet part with the bidet in it. This light is not very bright. I mean, that light's on, so with the doors closed in here, it's gonna be pretty dark. But anyway, I like it. They did a pretty good job. Today is Wednesday. As many of you know, today, this is hard. Charlie Kirk from Turning Point USA was assassinated today. I've met him. I said hello to him in the hallway at the Turning Point rally here in Vegas last October when I met Donald Trump. The guy I bought my car from, the Lamborghini, he works directly for Turning Point. I guess that's the closest connection that I have to him, other than just being a follower and member. He was an amazing, one of the best conservative voices that we have, which is why they silenced him, whoever they are. We know who they are. And they want to stop us from stopping the spread of evil. And because that's what it is. I'm mourn not only for Charlie and his family and his kids, but for the continued assassination of America and Western civilization and culture. And I think that they are bringing a war to their doorstep that needs to happen. It's gonna happen, and I'm ready for. So the problem is that people that are on the right and are sensible, caring, empathetic people that do the right thing, and usually won't stoop to the level that these other people do. And I don't know. So it's a sad day today. So for you, this is already happened, but this just happened a little bit ago, and I'm just shocked, absolutely shocked. All right, gotta get back to work. So I got the ceiling tiles up with the border frame around it. I think it's a nice focus piece, just kind of, I don't know if it's too much, you know. I mean, we got the wallpaper, got this crazy carpet in here, the neon sign, you know. Handrails going in. I don't know. I thought it was, I've always wanted like a, I wish I could have done the entire ceiling. I just decided to make it a focus point, and the problem is where these vents are and where this railing has to go. It's all a bit obtuse, considering that this wall moves at this angle. Obtuse. That's 30 days in the hole. Oh, it's Thursday morning. Just pulling in and come around the corner. I see this fine ass girl walking. Great figure, great ass, tall, thin. Got her hair up in a ponytail. I'm like, hey, baby. I was like, look at this girl. And then I come around and it's, ah! She's got crackhead face. She's a crackhead. Oh, so tragic. That's how she got so thin. Oh, it was bad. Oh, no teeth. Oh, well. Yeah, it's it's Thursday morning. It's September 11th. It's so weird when you talk to somebody who's 30 years old, has a family and kids and things, and then you realize that they don't remember September 11th because they were like 5 years old. You realize how old you are. But I remember it because, you know, I was married, had a house, business, you know, like that. I was 25 years old, or 26 maybe. And it's, I don't know, with what happened yesterday, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, still trying to get over that. I don't know if I'm ever gonna. A lot of people have coined the new term, it is the turning point. I'm like, yeah, that's right. But we have to go on. We'll see what happens as we find out more about him. But, man, it's rough. Today we're going to start on the tile. Oh, it's dark in here. We're gonna start on the tile in the entryway. So this room is gonna get blocked out. Hippie hasn't been here all week long. He's been doing another job. He works a union job. And this new ceiling, it's kind of cool. It's gonna be cool. And I really need him to help do things because he's been helping me for the last like 5 years, you know, since I moved into this place. And he just knows where everything is and where it goes, and he's kind of integral to the Videobob organization, as you know. And so, because he helped pack everything and put it away, so he knows where all these things are. But I got to tell you, the guys that have been doing this job, you know, on one hand, I'm grateful because here I am. I have walls and ceilings, and I'm back in the, you know, the house will be finished soon. What I have to do is I have to take the batteries out of all the locks. All the locks are auto locking. And so since there's people going in and out of it all day, I have to take the batteries out so that they don't auto lock and I don't have to let them in all the time. But we got the bathroom floor done. I think it looks nice. And we're going to install the toilet. We have this cool bidet we're about to put in. I have a black one for in here and a white one for in there. The problem with the bidets is that when you have a guest come over and they've never used a bidet, if you've never used a bidet before, They don't know how to operate them in the way that they have an electronic button to flush, or they auto flush, the lid will automatically open or close. And forget about the actual bidet functions. I'm just talking about flushing the toilet. And the average, I'm trying to think of the nicest way to say this, but people that just haven't been exposed to upper middle class, or like the kind of people that have those, like for instance, a lot of the Mexican workers that come in here, they go, excuse me, sir, can I use your bathroom, please? The baño. And they go in there and they're like, excuse me, sir, I have to flush the toilet. I deal with this every day. And I was thinking about like printing up a sign like in Spanish, El Preso, El Buttono. You think it would be like they'd figure it out because there's like a picture of a flush symbol and whatnot, but no, they don't figure it out. No. And, even the construction guy that works here, he brings his own pack of dude wipes. I go, dude, don't put those in my toilet. Those will clog your pipes. So he puts them in the trash can, and there's a little tiny trash can, little tiny gallon-sized little trash can that's made for like Q-tips and shit, right? And he's putting his shitty wipes in there. I go, dude, there is a bidet. It will spray hot water up your butthole and then dry it. Oh, I don't do that kind of gay stuff. I go, dude, it's called being clean. If you had poop smeared like on your arm, would you just wipe it off, or would you wash it with water and hot water? So this bidet, I'll give you a peek at it. This one here, I've opened the box. It's made by a company called Giving Tree. I did buy it off Amazon because it was pretty inexpensive. And hopefully it doesn't bite me in the ass. But it seemed like a really good toilet. And, there's not much to these. And at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, it was like $500-600. They're getting way cheaper, right? And if it breaks, like, I'll just buy another one. It's like, this is just how it is. This just becomes a part of life. You want to have nice things. Now, granted, there's people out there that's going to make the argument, Bob, you could just go buy a nice colored toilet for $100 or $200 and it'll last for 20 years. Well, you are right. But it's not a black bidet. Yeah, you're right. You could go buy a toilet for $100 and it would probably last for 20 years. You have to replace the flapper seal on it every 5 or 10 years or something. But that's not a black bidet with an electric seat that washes your butthole with a heated seat, and it's got a little thing where you wave your foot in front of it and the seat opens. It's got a night light on the inside of it. It's like the difference between arguing, I got me a 1973, C10 truck, and it ain't got no heated seats or nothing. It ain't got no power windows. It'll work, of course. Right? But it's not the same as when you crawl into an Escalade with massaging, heated, cooled seats. And, it's like, I like nice stuff. And by the way, we're talking like $500. Once you get to a certain threshold, it's like, how do I explain this in a way that doesn't sound douchey? If you continue to think poor, you will be poor. And there's a difference between being smart with your money and being frugal with your money, but also just thinking like a poor person, doing poor people things. And if you continue to do that and be that, that will perpetuate. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm not telling people to live beyond their means. I'm saying that if you can afford a $500 or $1,000 toilet, and by the way, these are super cheap toilets. Go down to the American Standard or the other place like the True Value where they sell the Totos, $10,000 toilet. Now then somebody will make an argument and go, well, I have the Toto $10,000 toilet. And they go, dude, I don't need a square $10,000 toilet. But the difference between a $200 toilet and a $500 toilet, that's a nice dinner out, right? I'm talking, and it's like this fine line between having nice things versus spending crazy money. Just like we decided to do the texture on the wall. I like texture, but that's because I've always grown up in a place with texture. But level 5 finish is when it's just totally smooth. But this is called knockdown, and then this is called orange peel in this room. And I don't know if you can even tell, but I'm fine with it. I like the way the light catches it. I like texture. I think the texture in here looks good. But there's other places where we didn't do texture, and it's like you go, Like if you look in here, I know these videos go too long. People are like, Videobob, why do you put out an hour-long video? I mean, this is basically no texture in here. But the paint roller leaves a texture. So in order to do it textureless, there's a certain way it has to be painted. Now, I haven't decided what to do with the mirror in here. Now, I still have the giant framed mirror that went here. The thing about it is, here's the situation, right? The situation is the frame goes all the way to like here, and then the mirror doesn't start till here. So if you're at the sink, the it doesn't go all the way to the edge. This is what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about just putting in a mirror with no frame, having a big piece of glass cut that goes the entire length of the entire thing. It's just a big piece of glass with a frame around it. Or rather, no frame. They just put a ledge, a piece of channel, and they just put the mirror in there, glue it to the wall, and it's all mirror. And I'm thinking about doing that instead of a decorative framed mirror. Simply because I want all mirror, right? You want to have lots of mirror. Like I really regret how we put this plug in, because I wanted a plug here, and we may move it. We might move it. I might have them drop that plug down to like closer to the floor, because I realized if I wanted to put a big mirror here like we had, and when you're standing here trying to get a full view of yourself, you want to be able to see your feet and everything, and it's going to be higher than that plug. I was like, sheesh, I messed up there. Like we could also put a mirror on this wall as well. This is the cat wall. The cat's box and food and stuff goes right here. That's where he poops and eats. Which really we should probably move his food away from. But he's always had his stuff together. They say not to do that, but he's always had it together. He's always had his food and his water and his poop box and everything right there. But his poop box goes right there. It's called a litter robot. And it's a powered self-cleaning box. You have to plug it in. And that's where it's always been. And when Puka gets back in here, it's his house too. And he's going to want things to be familiar, but it's going to be, everything in here is different. So none of his scent is here. So for him, it's a brand new place, right? Cats have their scent smell. They rub off their chins, you know? And so all the walls and everything in this house is new. The paint, the carpet, everything. So this is a brand new place for him. So one of the things we're going to do, I recommend this if you have cats, okay? It's like a Glade plug-in type thing. It's called a Feel Away. Feel Away? It's a little Glade plug-in, but it's scentless and aromaless. It has no smell for humans. But it puts out a pheromone that makes cats believe that it just calms them down. It has something to do with like their mothers or something like that, right? It emulates a particular pheromone. I don't know the science behind it. All I know is that it helps calm them down. And so whenever we take Puka to a new place, like when we moved in with Jerry's or when we moved into the Airbnb, I put a bunch of those everywhere, and it does make a difference. It calms them down. Because when they're upset and when they're in a new territory and they want to be territorial, they will spray, they will scratch, they will go and squirt a little pee, or they'll damage something because they need to say, this is mine, this is my territory, and they need to claim dominance for that area, especially when they're male cats. So by using these things, it prevents them from doing that. And we discovered this when we were living here. We were having a problem with him peeing and spraying. And what we figured out was all the stray cats that were moving into the backyard that we were feeding and saving their kittens and everything, if you remember that from last year. They were upsetting him. He was catching their smells, and because they're males, they were dominating with each other. And so he started spraying in the house, and one of the things he started doing was peeing on the beds of the Kiss and the Elvis room. So the reason these two rooms were saved in the fire is because we always keep these doors closed, because he would come in and piss right in the middle of the bed. And we went through 2 or 3 mattresses, because the first time, when my mother was alive, she was in this bed, and because, she was dying, she had peed the bed and peed the floor a few times and peed a few times. I came in here with black lights looking for the pee, used carpet cleaners, did everything we could, and I think that was doing something and make it, because he kept peeing on this bed, and we put mattress cover on there, and you can wash, we threw away that first mattress, bought another mattress, and he had peed on that mattress. So then I bought another mattress, put a mattress protector on it, which these have mattress protectors, and we sprayed all this stuff, and it wasn't until we started using the feel away stuff that he stopped doing it. So, but anyway, we would always keep the only reason this door is closed right now is because it's laying on the floor. So we would always keep these doors closed at all times, okay? So, and because the doors were closed, they didn't get damaged in the fire. And so, anyway, this is a very long tirade, but if you have cats, these things are a little expensive, but if they're spraying or having bad behavior, get the feel away things. They last for a couple of months, or a month at least. It's a little plug-in, and it will calm them down, and it stopped that bad behavior that he was doing. I'm just saying, okay? Anyway, 10-minute rant. Let's see what else happens today. Oh, well, what I was starting to rant about earlier was this, for those of you that are watching this, not just out of curiosity, but maybe you're going to be dealing with this yourself. We got these handrails put in. See, I get distracted very easily. They were damaged by the fire because they were covered in crud. And I tried every chemical that I could. I tried Goof Off and acetone. Let me tell you what finally worked. Scotch-Brite. I took green and then finally purple Scotch-Brite, and I Scotch-Brited the shit out of these. And that's the only thing that got them back to shiny, brassy color. And Scotch-Brite. So I'm going to polish them again with Brasso. Anyway, so I get distracted because I have my tasks. The guy that's been doing this thing and his team, what I was saying before is, I'm grateful that the house is kind of getting done, but what you have to understand is that they've literally had to do almost every job twice. They kind of know what they're doing, but they don't really know what they're doing. They don't really have experience, it seems like they're experimenting with everything that they're doing. They don't have a lot of the proper tools. They have some tools, but they're constantly borrowing mine, which drives me crazy. Dude, get your own goddamn tools. There's a lot of my tools that are missing or broken now. And I'm just having to accept the fact that they're gone. And, it's okay, I'm going to have to go buy another $1,000 worth of tools. I'm going to have to buy this other drill. I'm going to have to buy this multimeter. I'm going to have to buy these electrical tools. Because they've just used them, broken them, lost them, stole them. Not stole them, but, I thought that was mine. Sure. So there's been a lot of that. That's why I've been super protective of this shit. I'm do not touch this fucking thing. Don't touch it. Get away from it. So you're getting to see my morning routine as I come in. These are all the things I do. I open the blinds, unlock the doors. I light a candle because it gets smelly in here. There's glues and paints and things like that. So I have this nice, it's like a pumpkin spice, Apple Grove it's called. Got a nice apple spice. So anyway, These guys are just like, I swear to God, every job they do it twice. And I've been busting this guy's balls about how just everything is crooked, you know? I said, dude, everything y'all put in is crooked. So I went and bought this level. I said, I'm going to go buy a really nice level. And I showed you the level, this level that lights up. Look how badass this thing is. I said, I'm going to go around and I said, I'm going to get some Post-it notes. And I'm going to go around and I'm going to look for every light socket, switch, you know, receptacle, whatever it is. And if it's crooked, I'm going to put a Post-it note on there and I'm going to deduct $50 off your bill. You know? Or, you know, because, and he's like, oh, well, we'll fix it. I go, no. Here's the thing. When you fix it, I'm still paying you. And this is the problem. See, because they're doing everything twice, which means I'm paying for everything twice. Remember, they put the sheetrock in up on the ceiling twice. I had to pay for it. So he's got 4 or 5 guys. I'm paying, what, $35 an hour or something like that? So on days when we don't really get shit done, and I'm going, okay, well, I'm spending, where's my calculator? I don't have it. But it's like if I'm spending $1,000, $2,000 a day, right, in labor costs, plus materials. Let me give an example. So the gold door I showed you that's laying on the floor, he comes in, Bob, I got bad news. Well, we painted the wrong door. What do you mean we? Actually, I painted that door. I said, bring me the Elvis door. I'm going to paint it gold. I used 8 cans of gold paint because that shit doesn't go very far and you have to blend it. The cans are what, $8 a piece? So I spent 2 days painting the door, okay? He goes, oh, I made a mistake. It's actually the hall closet door. And by the way, that's this first door, well, I accidentally cut it upside down. I cut the wrong end off of it, you know, because we had to shave an inch off of it. Because for some gosh darn reason, every door in this house is an inch shorter. And I know why, what happened, right? What happened is when the dude built the house back in 1973, he roughed them in at 80 inches by 32. But they should have been 82 inches by 32. And he probably figured this out at the last minute. And he went to put the door in. And he goes, oh, crap, I roughed them in at 80. They're supposed to be 82. So he had to shave an inch off of every door that he put in the house. Well, we didn't realize this until we went and bought doors because they're roughed in at 82 by 32. That's so an 80-inch by 30-inch door, which is your average door, we had to shave an inch off of it. If you have a hollow core 6-panel door, there's only an inch of actual wood on the bottom of it. So we had to go buy solid doors. So I had to go get special solid shaker doors that are made of solid wood so that we could shave them off. Well, he shaved off the wrong end. So there's $300 out the door. Whoops. Right? Then the door that was being hung on the we were reusing the jambs on the Elvis room because the jambs were already there. So we had to measure the door, cut in the hinges, and line up the doorknob. But he did the wrong door. And this happens every day. And the reason I'm so, grumpy is because, what's $500 here and there? Well, I'm over $250,000 into the house. I've given this guy, 60, 70 grand. And if I'm being honest, I'm way over budget. And I'm gonna have to sell some shit. I'm almost in the hole. I am out of fucking money. You know what I'm saying? I've got a time machine for sale. That car's listed for $140,000. I got another time machine that's gonna be done in about a week, and it will be also listed. So that's almost $300,000 worth of potential money. When people ask me all the time, the people who know who I am and what I do, they go, Videobob, how are you so rich? How do you have this house and these cool cars? Well, the time machines are 150 grand a piece on average. We usually sell a couple of those a year. Plus we do other cars. Plus I do rentals. So like I've got 2 rentals coming up. I get $350 per hour for the DeLorean with a $2,500 a day cap. I don't mind telling people this. It's right on my website, okay? So whenever I do a convention, like a 5-day convention, that's easily a $10,000 job. So I have 2 of those coming up next month. I have 2 $10,000 rentals with the time machine. So typically, you know, in the past, I would do anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 worth of car rentals per year. You know, we do weddings and things with the Rolls Royces, with the time machine and all these other cars. And that's what I do for a living. So typically, you know, I don't, most of this I think is public knowledge. I usually do a couple of $100,000 a year worth of rentals and car sales and profits. That's after payroll and everything. So in my pocket, I usually, you know, like I get YouTube money and a few other, you know, I used to have a rental, but I sold it, a house. So, you know, I typically do $250,000 a year. Not too shabby, right? And so if you're good with your money and you're good with your investments and you buy some things and every once in a while you sell one of your buildings or houses for a couple of $200,000 or $300,000 or something like that, you can go buy a Lamborghini or something, all right? The Lamborghini was an extravagant purchase. I mean, that's the most money I've ever spent on a car in my life. That's crazy, you know. All the other cars I bought are pretty cheap, you know, like the fake Ferrari thing out there. I think I gave 15,000 or something for that car, and then I put money into it. The fake Lamborghini Countach, I think I paid 20 grand for that thing. You know, up until I bought the Lamborghini, the most expensive thing I had bought was like the Rolls Royce Phantom. I paid what, 58,000 for that back 5 years ago. My pickup truck I paid 58,000 for. So you know, the Lamborghini being 160,000, that's like crazy stupid money. I don't want to, you know, I'm on the fence to say whether or not I regret it or not. If I was smart, I would have just kept my Maserati. It was paid off. It was almost the same kind of car. Car was only worth like 30, 40 grand. And I'd be probably just as happy driving my Maserati as I am driving that Lamborghini and spending an extra 100 grand plus on it, you know, and it's a depreciating asset. So I'm going to eat shit on that car. I already know that. But it was one of those things where, hey, I'm in my 50s, my house is paid off, my building is paid off, I don't have any debts whatsoever, and I'm going to treat myself. It was, you know, call it a midlife crisis purchase if you like, but okay, fine, whatever. You know, when you get to be 50 years old and you watch enough people die for no reason whatsoever, like Charlie Kirk yesterday, he's just having a conversation with somebody and somebody shoots him in the chest. You realize that at any moment, today even, I could just fall down and die. And you watch enough of your friends fall down and die. So many of the people in the pictures up above me here, just people that just fell down and died. And, you know, you just think about that and you go, you know what, I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to get myself something. I can afford it. I have the money. Like, I tell you, if I was laying here taking my last breath, staring at the ceiling, and my life was flashing before my eyes, and I had a bunch of money in the bank, I would be regretful of the things I didn't do. You're only going to regret the things that you didn't do, not the things that you did. You're going to regret what you didn't do. I would regret not hitting on my wife because I would have never met her and dated her. I would regret not coming to see this house and buying it, right? I would regret not reaching out to my heroes and then becoming their friends, right? You're only going to regret the things you don't do. And so that's my feeling in life. I'm not a financial advisor. I can only tell you that, like, listen, if you're in a situation where you're fairly safe, but here I am complaining about how I'm broke again, right? And Eric always makes fun of me, goes, see how you are, you're rich and then you're poor. At the end of the day, like, you know, if I needed to borrow money, I could borrow money. If I wanted to call up American Express and say, please send me a $25,000 loan, they would do it in 2 seconds and deposit it in my account, and I could pay it back. Or any one of my cards would do that for me. If I needed a lot of money, I could go probably borrow $500,000 at Chase Bank tomorrow based on this house or my building. Or I could sell off
one of the cars, which is what I'm going to do. And then I'm sure at any moment now, I've got a couple of people interested in that time machine. I'll sell the time machine, then I'll have another one. And it's like for the last 15 years, I've literally been printing money by building these cars. I build a car, sell a car, build a car, sell a car, build a car, sell a car. I've sold every single one of them that we've ever built, except for the one that I decided to keep for myself. So we're on our like 52nd car, 53rd car, I think, something like that. Not to mention all the Night Riders, all the Ectos, all the Bluesmobiles, all the other, the 500 proton packs, you know, all those things. And so I guess I have a bit of a confidence, maybe it's an overconfidence, but I've sold every one of those cars. And maybe I had to make a concession here and there, 5 or 10 grand that I had to leave on the table to sell the car quickly or whatever in the past. But ultimately, I'm doing fine. Because really, all I gotta do is pay the utilities and food. Which I normally wouldn't be under pressure. But if I didn't have these motherfuckers working for me, that I'm paying, whatever, $10,000 a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck. All right, let's get to work. That was a 20-minute
Friday. Guys are doing tile out in the entryway, and it is desk day. I've been waiting for this day for a long time. This is like IKEA hell. This is a Middle Atlantic security video desk system. There's other parts of it coming. And, you know, this is what you've seen me sitting at for I bought this desk, not this one, but the exact same one from Middle Atlantic. I want to say back in maybe 99 or 2000, something like that. So for 25 years straight, I sat at this desk, and I'm doing it a little bit differently than I have because I had this one corner piece there, and then I had one of these tables there, and then I had a longer table there. What I decided to do this time is to have 2 of the small ones together because they allowed me to have rack mounts in both of them instead of just a table underneath. So there's going to be rack mount, rack mount, rack mount. This has an upper level shelf that goes on there. And uh-oh. Who's this? Who's this? Here he comes. He's been missing for weeks.
A week and a half, not 2 weeks.
The fans want to know, where's Hippie James?
I'm right here.
So this is a file cabinet rack mount that's gonna go. So this configuration is a little different because this unit here, this is the bottom of the top. So that's the top, that's the bottom of the top that goes this way.
Right.
And each of these are 19-inch rack mounts. So what's different is I used to just have a table here, and I'm gonna have one of those, the corner table, and then one of those again. And then the TV is gonna get mounted on the wall right there. It's gonna be glorious. Well, here's the desk. Got it all put back together as fast as you could say IKEA. Got this thing together, getting it together. This is the command center. It's a little bit different, and like I said, I used to just have a table like this that was flat. I decided to just put 2 of these with the toppers there, because that way I could rack mount things. And yeah, the room is starting to get smaller. But I need to have the ability to walk behind here because a lot of times I gotta go back here and do a little IT work. Gotta unplug things, plug things in. You gotta be able to squeeze back here to this space. This is where I put power management, so backup battery UPSs and things will sit here, and I'll have a footrest and ottoman there. And I'm probably gonna do things a little bit differently because I used to have the 2 27-inch Thunderbolts mounted here. I might just have my single monitor and put it here, just do the single monitor. And I don't know if I'm gonna rest it up here or put it down here. But I might just set it down here, right in front of me with the keyboard mouse here. Then put the TV right there in that section. And then microphone. And then so your view is gonna be like this when I'm coming with me sitting there. So you'll be able, you know, I'll put the black couch here and whatnot. So that's the studio coming back together. So happy. This really is what I need. I need to sit down at this desk. That's something I haven't done for almost a year. You gotta think, like, when I've had this desk 25 years and I've eaten just about every breakfast and meal right here not on this actual desk, but basically the exact same one. It's amazing to me that 25 years later, they still make this exact same thing, same color, they've improved it a little, but it's the same. By the way, this was probably about 4 or 5 grand, I think, for this whole thing. I'm not sure. Back when I bought it 25 years ago, it was like 2 grand. So not bad. It's looking good. What blows my mind is this is like, what, 4 or 5 hours of solid work by 2 guys. So like, think about when you go to a casino and there's a sea of this. We got a little bit more updates. Got the pinball machine in. There it is. Yes, I love it. Got the and also the Marshall fridge. These are cool if you can find one. It's a refrigerator, mini fridge. That looks like a Marshall stack. I mean, come on. What a great nightstand, right? Perfect nightstand. So yeah, we got the Kiss pinball machine. This is the Kiss Pro. It's got a couple of additions on it. It is signed. I've shown this before. So I had all the guys sign it, but you can't see it when it's on. So when I turn it off, you can see Paul, Tommy, Eric, and Gene, all 4 signed what's called the Translite. And Gene signed it again for me at a different time. I had him sign this metal plate, and originally he tried to scratch his name in there with a knife, and it wasn't working. But he signed so much stuff for me. I mean, he signed this, he signed that. He signed that over there. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how many times I've got Gene's signature. I got Eric several times, Peter, Ace, Tommy, Paul there again. So, but yeah, it's kind of funny, it's like I had them do it in paint pen, but then when you turn the thing on and the light comes on, they just disappear. They become invisible with the light on. Watch. Give it a second. Boot up. There it is. Yeah, they just go. Which is kind of cool. You can play the thing and you don't have to. You don't see their signing. But I did a couple of upgrades on this for my pinheads out there. Put that Detroit sign in there. Put this little Marshall stack on there. This is not the premium, because on the premium, Paul actually like flies out into the audience. I'm gonna come out there and see ya. Anyway. I wish I could have been the one to do the recording and have it. What they should have had is like when you start it up, it goes, "You wanted the best, you got the." That's what should happen when you press the button. Maybe we can reprogram it to do that. That'd be cool. But I think you've seen all the junk in this room before. I ordered some really cool curtains from this. We'll show that in the update video when they get here. But we also did these nice little crystal doorknobs. Took this quick set off. I ordered a set of these, so every room is going to have a nice crystal doorknob. I hope they get this tile done today. Out to here. Out on the streets for a living. Pictures only begun. Ooh, got you under my thumb. Yeah. Ow. We got tile down here. It's finished. Got the bidet in here. Good day, bidet. Let's open this up a little. Let's see here. Ugh. So this thing there apparently has a tiny leak. No, excuse me, sir. How about that? Check this out. Got a little. Let's see. Oh, there it goes. Okay, put your foot there. And then I don't have any batteries for the remote. But I think you. Oh yeah. Two-stage flush. Run it again. Oh, it's still in the bowl. I see. All right. It's made by Giving Tree. It's nice. It's really low though. It's for low poops. We get some batteries for this remote. Let's try it out. I got the remote here. The back of this remote, you can set the temperature for the water, dryer, light, seat, a spa function. We can auto lid, auto seat, flush, close the lid. You set the temperature there. So I guess we do that here and it'll respond. So we could do like, so water temperature. Okay. Ooh, okay. Dryer temp. Okay. For right now, we're going to turn everything kind of off. Seat temperature. So we'll put it all on. I like how they have a whale. A whale squirting with water. And so I don't know if it's auto lid. Do you have to hold it down? I don't know. There's a light in there. Seat. I like it. I'll mount this on the wall somewhere in here. We gotta get all this trimmed up with. There's no door. Excuse me, I'm in here. Also, I got this. I'm gonna mount this to the wall, a little toilet paper holder with nice black stone. So, you know, probably some, excuse me, put this somewhere like that. And then we'll put the remote above it. And it's a place you can set your phone down, because you're gonna have your phone when you poop. You put your phone down while you're doing other things. And matches. And then you do need toilet paper still, even with the bidet, because you got to be able to wipe yourself a little, dab off the dryness and things, you know. And then this should have been black though. You know, we'll put this right above it maybe. I like it. Classy. I poop with style. I can't wait to rest my bony cheeks down on that warm, heated black seat and have a poop.